It's great to be back at RCS. It's great to be returning here, but it is slightly strange as well because obviously lots of things have changed, certainly in my life, and at the same time I still feel very at home here, like I was a student last week, because nothing has changed at the same time. It's great to be back here, and it's been on my bucket list, and I'm really pleased that I'm here. I first got interested in backstage of theatre because I wanted to be, I thought I wanted to be a stage manager. And I went to the National Youth Theatre from the age of 15. I used to spend my summers working there as an assistant stage manager and sort of training. It wasn't until I came to RCS that I found out about design as a profession. I grew up in the middle of nowhere in the Lake District. I didn't go to the theatre a lot, and as part of my first year, my first term, you had to design a show. You had to make a model box, and actually as part of the application, in order to get into the course, you had to talk about design. So I did lighting, I did sound, I did scenic painting, I did costume making, I did technical rigging. You had to do everything, and it was all for real on shows. So it was fascinating because you learnt everything, or at least bits of everything, so that even if you didn't specialise down into those areas, you had an understanding of the wider world of everybody that worked backstage in the theatre. I truly believe the reason I'm still here is because I spent a year and a half understanding every role backstage. I was immensely employable when I set out, because I could adapt to whatever jobs were out there, and I think in this day and age you have to be able to do that. Highlights of being here would have been the pantos. They were huge when we were here. One of my favourites was we made a dragon that was in the centre and dropped down, and I was able to say to my family, I made that dragon. So that was a highlight. But designing it was called the Bite of the Night, that was in the Chandler studio, that was a real highlight as well. Crazy show that made very little sense, but had a great bunch of actors in, some of which have gone on to have stellar careers so far. And doing that was a real eye-opener as to what options there were out there. I've been very fortunate. My career has been very mixed in terms of the work that I've done. I've done a lot of opera, straight plays, I've done a lot of ballet, but I've also been very fortunate. I've travelled a lot. I've done shows in refugee camps in Palestine. I've done productions in Pakistan, I've been in Germany, I've been to America, and I think it's a real privilege to get to go and work in places, because you get to know the culture and get to produce interesting work for different audiences. Glasgow had an edge, not only because of the facilities of the school itself, but this city just has a great vibe. There is always stuff happening, arts, culture, music. There's always stuff to see, stuff to do. The Trossachs are down the road. It's absolutely brilliant. I loved being here.